officer. This CAS is not a state officer.
Wanjiru, the matter of CAS has been, in the public domain for a while. Just stepping back into former President Uhuru Kenyatta when he first introduced the CAS position, and what he announced at the point was, I need people who will assist the cabinet secretaries in running around and performing their duties and fulfilling their mandates. And also he said, while appointing persons into this position, I am also going to pick young, promising leaders into this position where they can use this as a stepping stone in seeing how government operates, and these will be our future leaders. Now, of course, we saw what happened with the CASs in the previous administration. Okiya Omtata went to court and said, this is unconstitutional. The court agreed with him. The president was given an opportunity to amend this. Now we've seen with the new president coming in and saying, I'm going to follow the due process of going to the Public Service Commission. But as you're hearing from the honorable member, do you feel that what he's saying, they have watered down the position?
Well, first of all, indeed, leeway to structure government in the manner that he will. The problem, of course, becomes that this looks like a political appointment, and the president actually was very clear. The manifesto properly did not speak to that, but the preamble of the manifesto, he talked about institutionalizing politics. And we actually wondered, what does this mean? And he's showing, yes, institutionalizing politics is bringing in political allies into government so that they float around and are there and possibly can take instruction, give assistance. Maybe they're looking a bit like assistant CSs, but they're not quite assistant CSs. So one, these are political appointments to political allies, possibly who had assisted during the campaign period or of use to the president. So maybe the truthful position for Kenyans to understand is that. The problem then...
Is there something wrong with that?
Well, yes, there is, because this is taxpayers' money. It's happening at a time when we are in fiscal consolidation. And so there is really an ethical, moral question. Is this the time to load up the national government wage bill with people who don't have a very clear function? Secondly, the interesting thing is that for some reason, the JLAC committee did not follow the advice of the PSC, because the PSC actually said, well, if these people are to be appointed and are to play a role that would assist the CSs, they should have certain minimum requirements, and including experience of the public service. But the way the committee then structured the JDs made it very open for people who have, they actually twisted the words so that anybody who's been in political office can meet those criteria. So I think there's a lot of disingenuity in how this is being presented to Kenyans. I think my last point is, when you talk about the need for assistance, indeed, we are very impressed by the way this parliament is working hard. They are, we have one of the not most expensive parliaments, but our MPs are among the most highly paid in the world. And this house is earning their keep. So you can say, okay, we are paying a lot.
By processing bills.
By processing bills. Okay. However, they are not listening to the people. So whereas we are impressed with that workload, we would want to see that output reflect the needs of the people. So the needs of the people are, right now we've got a doctor strike. Part of the complaints of doctors is staffing levels, their salary issues. There is a report that was done that actually you look at the devolved level of government, there are a lot of human resource gaps. So we would expect this energy to be applied to where the services meet the citizens, not a bloated government, because you can't talk about fiscal consolidation and bloat government, and this is bloating. Maybe my last point is on this point of devolution, is we've had a national government that's been expanding this wage bill at the national level at a time when functions have been transferred to the county level. This administration is re-centralizing services. You know, Kenyans went to the polls, passed a constitution that rejected centralized government and chose this devolved government. So what actually is happening is a re-centralization, which is why the cabinet secretaries are possibly overworked because they are doing work that doesn't belong to them. So in so many regards, this is wrong. And even if you're able to pass, if Parliament's able to pass it through the courts, morally and ethically, it is wrong.
Mheshimiwa, respond to these issues.
Yeah, it's good. I respond to this. Number